Give your salad sips.
Yep.
You just need one for Moneyball?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
I figured we'd start talking about Moneyball first since it's fresh in your
Fresh
mind.
in my mind.
Well, while we're waiting for Jesse to do his salad sip, have you ever watched any baseball movies before this one?
Angels in the Outfield. Nice. From a long time ago. I need to rewatch it. I don't remember anything about that movie, but I remember watching it.
I think I watched that one before too.
Angels in the Outfield. Who's the? Isn't it?
I would not be able to tell you
The
anything
old
about that movie.
guy.
The old guy.
The old guy.
The old guy in that movie?
Willem Dafoe.
Angels in the Outfield, 1994.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about that movie. I just have the VHS somewhere.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt is in this movie.
How old is he at that point? How old is he? Yeah.
This movie came out in 94, so he was born in 81. 13?
Wow.
Quick maths.
That's what I'm saying.
That's pretty impressive, right?
Woo! Cheese.
Wait, what?
Chuck can do math. Woo!
Quick math.
2 + 2 is 4.
I see the picture of the guy. I just don't know his name.
Oh.
It's this guy, Tony Danza.
Tony Danza. What else have I seen from him?
No, that's not. Wait, is it him?
It's not even him.
Christopher Lloyd. That's his name.
Christopher Lloyd?
Old guy.
I don't know why. I
Back
was
to the
thinking
Future.
about Christopher Lloyd for a second, but
Yeah.
it's like, no.
Have you guys ever seen The Rookie?
No.
Mm-mm.
That's a good one.
Rudy is football, right?
Rudy is football.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen Rudy either.
You just thought about it?
Yeah, it's like, wait, is it football or is it baseball?
That's the one with
Samwise Gamgee? No.
what? What movie are you talking about? Rudy?
Yeah, is that the actor? No.
I was talking about The Rookie.
Oh, I was talking about
Rudy.
Rudy. Is that the same actor? No.
I don't
Am
know.
I just making stuff up?
I'll look it
Probably.
up for you. If I could spell Rudy correctly. That is Samwise Gamgee.
Is it?
Yeah, no, seriously.
I was like, I'm pretty sure it is.
What's his actual name?
Samwise
Wise
Gamgee.
Gamgee.
Not Samwise.
Samuel
Sean Astin.
Yeah. Sean, okay.
He's also in The Goonies.
Yes.
and 51st Dates.
Known for the 51st Dates. Toy Soldiers. Anyway, The Rookie is about a high school baseball coach who tried for the pros when he was but he had arm surgery, so he gave up on his dream.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then his high school team made a promise with him, if we win X amount of games or the championship or whatever, you have to try out again. And at this time he's late 30s, and
Right.
he doesn't really, he kind of agrees to it, and they end up winning.
Yeah.
And he tries out, and it's based on a true story.
Okay.
Yeah, and he makes it to the minors. He progresses all the way up to the majors, and
Man.
he didn't play very long, obviously, because he's older at that time. But yeah, pretty cool.
Man, yeah, it is hard to be not romantic about baseball. Wow.
Famous quote at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
There's also another
A monkey?
another movie called Rookie that's based on a kid who breaks his arm, and then he can throw super fast, and
What?
he plays for the Chicago Cubs. But
He breaks his arm, and because he breaks his arm,
yeah,
it gives him a
because of,
mechanical
how it breaks,
advantage.
because of how it breaks, it gives him an advantage because he could just
The flexibility of
Yeah.
or whatever.
Interesting.
whatever. Yeah.
Wow.
And then he trips over a ball and re-breaks it, and
And
not
it
re-breaks it, but
fixes
yeah,
it?
it fixes it. So
Oh.
he has to throw underhand to the last guy, and he strikes him
Oh.
out because he's not used to underhand pitches
Mhm.
at that point. And it's so stupid.
Are you allowed to underhand pitch a ball?
I don't see why not.
Well, I don't know if there's a rule to only do overhand.
you can underhand.
Okay.
I mean, Chad Bradford was the.
Oh yeah, right. The
Yeah.
picture at the end. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, done.
Yeah, I'm done.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, Moneyball. Then it's time for the movie that tells half the truth.
That's what I've read.
Yeah,
That
it
it's-
tells very much like.
Right. And it's like it's an adaptation of a book, and that book itself told a slightly different story,
Mhm.
or it gets to the end a different way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any expectations going into this one?
No, I showed it was a good movie, so I bought it on sale.
Why'd you pick this movie, Albert?
I've wanted to watch this because of Jonah Hill's acting in this, how different he is in different roles.
Mm-hmm.
And in other movies, he's like another comedy character, and in this one, he's a really serious
Yeah.
and kind of timid character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was interesting.
I like this movie. It's just like it just doesn't tell the whole truth, which is kind of a shame.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's directed by Bennett Miller. The tagline is, "What are you really worth?" The budget estimated at $50 million. Released September 23rd, 2011.
Mhm.
Dang, it sounds like my birthday.
Almost.
Almost.
Runtime of 2 hours and 13 minutes.
I saw that and I was like, oh.
Should have looked that up last week.
Rated PG-13, a box office worldwide of $110 million. I think it's still streaming on Netflix. I couldn't tell if it was recently added or leaving soon. It's one of those two.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not the budget, but its box office is kind of surprising to me for a baseball movie. Like, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
also Brad Pitt, so.
I mean, it's also Brad Pitt,
I mean,
but
yeah.
it's a
and
baseball movie.
It's a
Yeah.
baseball movie. It came out around the time of like the World Series too, so people
Yeah.
were into baseball.
But also,
Yeah.
it's like it's about stats and numbers.
Yeah.
So, like, some people could see that and like, that's not interesting.
Pretty sexy.
Yeah. It's for accountants and economics. Yeah.
Trivia. Does anyone want to know who won the World Series in 2011?
2011.
Mm-hmm.
The Yankees,
Nope.
but
The Suns?
I'm guessing not the Suns. I'm guessing not the A's.
No.
Right? Because I think they lose at that point.
Fun fact: one of the coaches
The
in this
Raptors.
movie
Oh.
is the World Series manager for one of the teams.
Okay.
Ron Washington.
Don't
George-
know. Oh,
Ron
Washington. Yes.
He's the guy that was like where Brad Pitt's trying to sell Scott Hatterberg.
right. He's
first
one,
base.
He's one of the scouts.
No, he's one of the coaches.
Oh, he's one of the coaches. Okay.
Yeah.
But he's in that meeting where Brad Pitt is addressing everyone.
Yeah, for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't understand why, but
Yeah.
that's neither here nor there. But yeah, in the meeting with Scott Hatterberg where they try to convince him to play first base.
Right in his house.
He's the guy that sits next to Brad Pitt and
Yeah.
says the opposite of what Brad Pitt's saying.
Yeah. he's
Like
being-
playing first base is really easy. It's extremely hard.
Yeah.
the most good things in life.
yeah.
He's the manager for one of these teams.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I don't think you guys are gonna get it. It's okay.
Oh, wait, no. Oh, okay. I see. Because the movie came out in 2011,
Mm-hmm.
but at that point, Washington
Was,
was part of the A's back in 2002.
yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. I see.
Ron Washington was the manager of the Texas Rangers in 2011,
Okay.
and they lost to
Not the A's.
not the A's because they're in
Yankees.
the because they're in the.
I'm just
St.
going to name names then.
They're the St. Louis Cardinals.
Okay.
My team. My team. Fun fact.
Okay, cool.
My favorite team.
Congrats. Okay.
Does anyone know who won the World Series before 2002? The year before?
The Bulls? No, okay.
Come on, guys.
I don't remember.
2001, the Diamondbacks won the World Series.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yay, Arizona. Woo!
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Oh, I was just joking. I didn't even hear your question, but I could answer that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway. Thanks a lot, Jesse.
Could have helped you there.
I think more trivia. Mark Ellis is a player referenced in this movie.
Yeah.
He's the only player still on the A's when the movie was released. Mark
Wow.
Ellis was still on the team in 2011.
What, 10 years later?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I guess
He was a rookie
Yeah.
in the movie. But
Careers in
second
baseball
year.
can go a lot longer than football and basketball, right? On average?
I would say at one point, yes. Definitely longer than football. But now basketball players are playing into like really old ages. Like LeBron James, Kevin Durant are like 39, 35.
I mean, the
Chris
oldest
Paul,
I know is Nash, so.
Yeah.
Does he still play?
No.
Oh.
But LeBron James is like 39 now, so that's pretty old.
Yep.
Yeah, he's the scariest monster I've ever known.
Okay. Anyway, do we want to do our sell that sip or taste our sip thing drink
Let's
snack
taste it.
first? Let's do the Oreos first, and then we'll
Oreos
save the
first.
drink for.
All right.
What, is it cold?
Yeah.
So why would you?
Okay, we'll do the drink first.
It only makes sense.
It
You like to drink Dr Pepper warm or cold?
doesn't matter to me.
Oh, it's always a 5.
It's always a 5.
All right, we're gonna test it out.
Fun fact, actually.
Okay, fun fact.
Whether it's water, soda, anything, you ask her. I don't care.
Really?
Yeah.
What about Gatorade?
I mean, if it's like really hot, that's the only exception.
Yeah. So if I gave you room temperature soda, you'd be okay room temperature?
Nah, I need it iced.
Interesting. I like
don't
my
like ice in my drinks because of the sensitivity of my teeth,
yeah.
and so
Not even the straw helps.
sometimes but
Yeah.
at that point it's just like it doesn't matter.
Okay.
All right.
All right,
That's
let's
good
drink
to
it.
know.
Yeah, we
Good
can
to
drink
I
know.
want it cold.
it. Go ahead.
2 out of 3 people vote. Statistically saying, no kidding. That's a majority. The last pop you did last time was really good. How did you aim it?
I don't know.
I mean, he aimed it, yeah.
It was perfect. It was like the best snap ever.
I mean,
I also didn't talk during it. Maybe that was.
that
I
helps.
mean, I stopped too.
Yeah, I know now. I know now. Yeah.
I almost drank it for the can right now.
Who was it? That one time we went to the movies. It was you, right? Where I went to reach for a drink, and I was like, "That's why." And then I still drank it.
As soon as I said that's mine, I still drank it.
He just looked at you
Yeah.
I was just like,
He
"Okay."
did.
like he didn't even recognize what you were saying.
Yeah.
What was going through your mind during that moment?
Yo, I honestly
Nothing
don't-
like what you just said. He just like
Uh,
he really
That's
wanted to
mine.
drink it.
What?
What movie was that? I remember
I don't
that.
know, but it was just so funny.
Yep.
Was I there?
I think
it
so.
was. I think it was.
I think it was like it was a while ago because Jason. I'm pretty sure Jason was there too.
Yep.
Because Jason was sitting next to me on my other side. We were just laughing about it the whole time. Oh, okay. Smells really good.
Oh, it's a creamy coconut. Okay.
Yeah, creamy coconut Dr. Pepper.
Smells like Dr. Pepper to me.
I can really taste the coconut.
There's an aftertaste I don't like.
That you don't like?
I don't like.
It's like coconut toothpaste. Aftertaste.
Like, yeah, it's not
Have you?
minty, but it's like, yeah, toothpastey.
Like it tastes like coconut, but it's like a toothpaste aftertaste.
I was about to say, do you have experience with coconut toothpaste?
Nope.
But yeah, it just lingers in a weird way.
Yeah.
I
I'd
like
give
the-
it a 4.
I like the.
Oh, it's not a
coconut.
5?
It's not a 5.
Oh,
Yeah. It's
Your-
I
Right.
like the taste, but
Yeah.
like the aftertaste is just so powerful.
like it
Coconut's
lingers, like,
always
the
powerful.
top back
Huh?
of my mouth.
coconut's always powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had actual coconut?
3.
It's a 3 for you?
Yeah. It's
but
not bad.
but you're not on the side of Dr. Pepper's always a 5?
no.
No, okay.
No.
That's only me.
That's
Okay.
only him.
And so far, how many have been not 5?
A lot.
Like 3 so far?
Yeah. Everything but Dr. Pepper.
Just the original's a 5.
Yeah.
Only OG. Yeah.
I'm not changing my statement though. I'll continue to prove myself wrong.
Yeah, it's not a bad aftertaste. It's just strong.
Yeah. I say this is better than regular Dr. Pepper.
So what are you rating it?
I give it a 3.
Nice.
I give it 3.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you're gonna finish that?
No. No.
All right.
Yep.
That being said, we can go ahead and get into our sell at sips. 6-word summary of the movie.
Okay.
Sometimes 12.
Sometimes 12, sometimes 24.
Or
Sometimes it's just
13.
it's just yeah, my sell at sip is 12 words.
12 letters.
Okay, go ahead, Albert.
Okay, and this is without context of knowing anything else about baseball or its history. Going against the grain sometimes works. And I feel like that can apply to a lot of things in life, but it's interesting to watch this movie and how it sets up baseball precedents where there's certain stats that scouts looked for and some stats that they didn't look for.
If your girlfriend's not at least a 7, you're not a good player.
When I was looking at the trivia,
That's funny.
when I was looking at the trivia, that story is actually true.
I bet it is. I bet it is.
The reasoning that the only difference of the story was instead of like the confidence aspect, it was because he can't actually see.
Oh, okay.
That's why he's dating an ugly girl, because he can't see.
I mean, I could either think that or it's optics of like the audience, the general audience.
Yeah.
If he can't have a pretty girlfriend, then like it's not worth watching or something for whatever reason.
Mine is tells part of the baseball story. Pretty simple.
Okay.
What they did, they still use this philosophy. Well, that's actually a lie. They don't use this philosophy anymore. If you guys know about like how bad the ownership of the A's is right now, it's pretty bad.
Oh, right now.
Yeah. But for the longest time, they still use this type of philosophy. But it only tells like part of the story. They still drafted pretty well. They still developed their players really well. They've had a lot of really talented players on this team previously that aren't mentioned in this movie. And then like in recent history, they've had a lot of talented players that they've either signed for cheap or drafted and that have come through their system. So
Okay.
it only tells part of it.
Right. Yeah, that was reading some of the trivia was a lot of the players that did help them get to where they were in that 2002 season were not included.
Yeah. 2 big ones.
Nice. Here's my salad sip. It's only 6 words this time.
Okay.
You sure it's not 7? Maybe it's 5.
Oh, no, 7. No, kidding. Math doesn't lie. It adds up.
I mean, technically, 6.5.
There's a couple contractions in there. If you separate the does not and it's 7.
Yeah. Anything you want to add to that?
I was trying to fit that Pacific Rim quote in there somehow. Math is the writing of the gods.
Another piece of trivia is they had 2 baseball players portraying baseball players in this movie.
Who?
The guy that plays David Justice played in the minor leagues for 3 seasons.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
And the guy, one of the side actors, one of the people that they don't mention, Miguel Tejada, is played by a former baseball player named Royce Clayton.
Who did Clayton play for?
Clayton played for the Texas Rangers.
Oh, cool.
And is actually
No way.
to tie it back to the movie I mentioned earlier, is actually the player that the high school coach strikes out in the majors.
Oh,
Nice.
Rudy? Or rookie?
No.
Rudy is the football
Rookie.
movie.
Oh.
Yeah, the rookie.
Sorry for confusing you.
Yeah. Royce Clayton was, I don't know. He was pretty talented, I think. I don't really know too much about him. I just remember he was on Texas Rangers.
He's got to be decently talented to be on a baseball team, right?
Yeah, most people.
Yeah.
Even minor leagues, you gotta like. There's
Unless your
certain
girlfriend's a 10. Then
level. At least a 7.
Okay. Let's go ahead and rate it then. Unless there's any other trivia you guys want to mention.
Nope.
no trivia.
Okay. Okay.
I'll give this a 9. I liked it a lot. Like not knowing any other history, once again repeating, but it was compelling enough. I had my focus the entire time. It was interesting to watch. It was fun to see kind of the anxiety of like, is this plan going to work or not? And then it pulling through toward the last third of the movie and seeing everyone be excited and then possibly lose it all again. That anxiety that was fun. The roller coaster.
I'm gonna give it an 8. I actually really like this movie a lot too.
Yeah.
The acting's really good. I just wish they would have expanded more on some of the other things. But
All right. I got some questions for you on that.
Yeah. I'll give it an 8 as well. I liked it a lot. Everyone did a good job acting. Brad Pitt, Jonah Hill, and the struggle between the experts and then the statistics, that was interesting.
Right.
experts.
Experts, yeah.
Right, like-
experts.
Yeah, just people in their roles.
Yeah.
I actually do have another piece of trivia that I didn't mention, but I
We-
guess I can.
We ended that section. What-
Okay,
what-
I'm
just
moving
kidding.
on.
I'm just kidding.
Actually, let me go into the characters and then I'll say the
Okay.
trivia.
All right.
Because my trivia is part of the character. You have Brad Pitt playing Billy Bean, who is no longer the general manager of the A's, but he is part of the ownership group, like a small part of the ownership group. You have Jonah Hill playing as Peter Brand,
Fictional character.
fictional character,
Fictional character.
portraying a real character.
Mm.
The real character's name, or the real guy's name, is Paul
Peter?
Paul Di Podesta. I don't know why.
Dave Bautista?
Yeah, Dave Bautista. The piece of trivia is that he's actually very much not like how he's portrayed.
I was reading Jonah Hill's character is like a combination of 2 or 3 actual people. That's what I read.
The main guy is Paul, and he actually had a lot to say he actually helped out a lot with the film,
Yeah.
but he wanted his name
Not involved?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Really weird.
Yeah.
And like I said, his personality is way different than the guy that Peter Brand is. Like more outgoing, more
Yeah.
of an extrovert than a socially awkward introvert. So
Okay.
he is now in football
Yeah.
as a executive for the Chicago Bears. I know he's in football though. I just don't know. I forget which team.
Yeah.
You have Philip Seymour Hoffman playing Art Howe, who is the manager. Baseball has a weird thing of having a manager and a general manager that do completely opposite things. One coaches a team, the other manages a team. So
Right. He was the head coach that was
yeah,
deciding who was
that's
on the
basically
field.
what a head coach is a
Okay.
manager.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
The real Art Howe did not like his portrayal in the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand that part.
Yeah. Chris Pratt plays Scott Hatterberg.
Mm-hmm.
And Stephen Bishop plays David Justice. That's the minor league guy.
Yeah.
I didn't include any other people because there wasn't really too much interaction. There was the scout that I guess I could have added, the head scout.
Right.
Yeah.
That had kind of had an altercation with, Billy Bean.
That's also a real guy. He actually liked his portrayal in the movie.
Really?
Yeah, he just said that he wished they didn't drop the F-bomb because he couldn't take his grandson to watch the movie.
Oh.
Man.
Kind of funny. Yeah. So most people in this movie are actually real people.
Yeah.
With the only exception being Peter Brand. So
Yeah.
we can go ahead and talk about it now.
Nice.
Likes, dislikes, anything in between, questions?
I think the main thing I wanted to ask you was, do you feel like how much more time do you think would need to be added to the movie or what should be changed for it to be more accurate?
I mean, the thought process is there, right? Like,
Yeah.
this is actually how they were looking at the team in general
Yeah.
because they are
Low budget.
low budget.
Yeah.
They still are very low budget.
Yeah.
And they're going up against like these high budget teams like New York, Boston. But I just wish they didn't make it seem like that was baseball. Like the high budget teams always win.
So
In 2001, the Yankees didn't win the World Series. The Diamondbacks did.
Yeah.
And this is 4 years after their expansion draft. So,
What does an expansion draft mean?
So an expansion draft is just like when they add new teams. So the Diamondbacks and the Tampa Bay Devil Rays were added in '98.
Okay.
An expansion draft is so they can fill their roster, their organization. They draft players that aren't wanted by other teams.
Okay.
So yeah, the Diamondbacks won in 2001.
Yeah.
And this was 4 years after they just became a major league team.
Wow. Okay.
And comparatively to you said New York, were they like the budgets were pretty different or were they similar?
I mean, the Diamondbacks were willing to spend money.
Okay.
But their budget compared to the Yankees budget
is not comparable.
I mean, even like the Dodgers have like one of the highest budgets in the majors right now, and the only World Series they've won recently was 2020, and that was like the COVID year. But like,
yeah,
there's a whole thing that goes with that. But
right, same with all sports that year.
Yeah.
So like baseball isn't really like
it's not a money game.
it's not always a money game. The highest budget teams don't always make it to the World Series.
But statistically they make it more often, or
like they have the higher like
the
featured
better
players.
Yeah, better players. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah.
So, okay. That's good.
But then like spending money on a player doesn't always work out for any any team, whether it's baseball, basketball, or any of these major sports. Like the Yankees spent $30 million on a pitcher a couple years ago, and he doesn't pitch very well for them. So there's a balance between that. So it's not just like a who you spend your money on. It's like drafting, development.
Yeah.
Especially with baseball, like developing players is a very big thing.
Yeah.
Because they go through single A, double A, triple A before they even hit their pros. Most baseball players like are drafted you either come out of high school, or like you work your way through college, and so by then you're like in your 20s, like so it's just there's a lot more that goes into it than just how much money you spend.
Yeah.
And like with this team, like they had in baseball, they have like the MVP, who's mostly the most valuable player on like the field, batting and defensively.
Yeah.
And then they have the Cy Young, which is basically the MVP for pitchers.
Yeah.
And this Oakland Athletics team had the MVP in 2002 and the Cy Young in 2002. So they had the best hitter and the best pitcher in the league. And they don't even get mentioned.
Huh.
Oh, okay.
Their pitching rotation was like really good. They had two players that are probably going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And were like really good. And then they had like two other pitchers that like the rotation was considered like one of the best in Major League Baseball
for that year,
and
like ever
all time. Yeah.
Right. That year like is historical.
Yeah, but like all time wise, it's considered one of the best pitching rotations too. So like it's just like
for whatever decisions they made, just mostly focused around Hatteberg.
Yeah, they just mostly talk about Hatteberg, Bradford, and Rincon, but like these are all players that they were big pieces, but they weren't the like focal point. Like they weren't the best players on the team.
Wasn't the purpose of it not to have focal points of the team? Wasn't it to be like a cog in the team? That's the whole point of the system they're doing.
Yeah. But I guess they couldn't or didn't want to include everyone in there.
I think for like movie purposes, obviously you want to have your stars up there. Otherwise,
But even though they had like the MVP, they had like another player. He gets mentioned a couple times. His name's Eric Chavez. They call him Chavi sometimes. He still hit like he was one of their better hitters as well. He hit like 30 home runs this year, and that's really good for baseball standards.
Yeah.
So the fact that he doesn't get mentioned, and I'm pretty sure they don't mention these people just because they don't fit like what they were trying to do. So they're like,
what's dramatic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
it was just like it sucks that most people, if you weren't a baseball fan and you watch this movie, you'd think they'd be doing something pretty.
Revolutionary or something.
Which I mean, technically it is, but still at the same time, you have to include those big pieces.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point or kind of early on, I didn't realize. I think there were 2 pairs of brothers on the team.
No.
No?
Jason Giambi was on the team in 2001,
Yeah.
and then
He
the
had a
Yankees
brother.
signed him
Okay.
in 2000 for the 2002 season.
Right.
And that was like one of their big players. They signed Jeremy Giambi, his
Jeremy.
brother,
Yeah.
for the next season, but they
Okay.
never played together.
Oh, okay. That's where I like got lost in the sauce. Is like there's a Giambi getting lost, and then there's another Giambi coming in. So I was confused.
That's basically what happened. They
Okay.
are actually brothers,
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
but yeah, one was Jason Giambi is a pretty, also like a Hall of Fame player, and then
Yeah.
Jeremy Giambi was just the party guy.
Okay.
Lost in the sauce. Is that
Lost in
lingo
the
that we?
I just
I'd
heard a
never heard that.
61-year-old woman say that through me. So
Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. Lost in the sauce. It's pretty catchy. I'm gonna forget about it.
but I think in general, like
Yeah.
what they did, where they looked at like on base percentage more, is something that was very revolutionary at the time.
Yeah.
But even now, like that's not really like what's talked about in baseball anymore.
No.
Like for the most part, batting averages have kind of dropped. On base percentage has dropped. Like what they look at now is more like they talk about like launch angle with like swings, and
Wow.
like so.
Oh, because I guess you can really see that with better cameras, better technology, ball tracking, etc.
They talk more about like launch angles, and so you see the walk rates have like dropped, and the strikeouts have increased because of launch angle, because they want to hit more home runs. So this kind of philosophy, like it was very revolutionary at the time, but it's also like not even.
But then also batting has changed. Is what
Yeah.
you're saying is that they're not focusing as much as getting to a certain part of the field is just getting the home run.
Mm-hmm.
So launch angle is controlling where you hit the ball with the bat, or what is launch angle? How you throw it, or
Launch angle is the angle of the ball coming off the bat.
okay, so
hitting the ball more upwards.
Upwards?
Yeah.
or it is not really side to side, or is that part
More
of launch
upward,
angle?
more up down.
Okay, more up down.
But then
Okay.
there's
Yeah.
that sweet spot that gets you a home run versus just popping it up and then coming down.
Yeah. What happens when you hit the pitcher?
You just hit the pitcher.
Nothing. That's not an automatic walk, but it's just like you. Like,
Good question though.
if you hit the pitcher, like
You hit the
you feel
pitcher.
bad for the pitcher because it probably hurt, but
Yeah, but
well,
like,
not if you're on the opposite team.
play continues.
Okay.
Yeah.
there's been some scary pitcher injuries. Because
Yeah.
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 Where's the scariest? Like to hit here or in the chest, or where would you not want to be hit?
I mean,
Are you talking about as a pitcher or as a hitter?
As a pitcher.
I mean,
where
So
do you,
the guy on the mound.
I mean,
the guy on the
anywhere-
mound
Where
throwing.
Okay.
Yeah. So where?
Anywhere you get hit at that point is really scary.
Yeah.
Because most often times you're throwing a ball 90 miles an hour,
and
it's
then
going to come back a
coming
lot
back
faster.
A lot faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they're adding so much more force.
Yeah. Because it's. Yeah.
Right. It's the
It's a lever.
It's the action and reaction, right?
Yeah. So it's. What is it? It's basically you're adding to the force that
Yeah.
you're. Yeah. It's
It's-
like two cars coming together as opposed to I just hit my mic as opposed to just one car hitting a wall.
Exactly.
It's two forces happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty scary.
Yeah.
And they're not wearing a helmet. Like
Oh no, they're not. No one.
No.
Only the.
Only the batter wears a
Dang.
helmet.
That's crazy. So why does the helmet reduce people's speed or the ability to look up, or why don't other players wear helmets?
on the field.
Yeah, on the field compared to just the batter.
I think the chances of getting hit
are less likely
Less
compared
likely,
to
yeah.
yeah. But still, it's a fast. You're the same distance from the mound to home plate, right? And 90 miles this way versus greater than 90, but
The chances of that happening, like you have to hit it like at an exact point.
yeah, it's less
Yeah.
likely.
And it's at an angle where the batter typically does not want to hit. They
Yeah.
want to hit up.
Because then they have the ability to catch it. So
Yeah, as
yeah.
long as
Most
their
pitchers,
reaction-
most
Yeah.
pitchers have like a reaction time that's pretty good.
yeah,
So like it rarely happens,
yeah,
but every now and then, there have been some scary ones.
yeah. I've seen the videos where there's like a cobra and there's a cat, and the cat has a faster reaction time than the cobra, and so he's like just smacking the snake. That's funny.
I mean, yeah, look at like mongooses versus snakes because mongooses hunt snakes, and it's
Yeah.
crazy to watch those too.
Yeah,
Like sometimes, and there's clips of it where a batter's hitting a ball right over a pitcher, and the pitcher just catches it out of the air.
like behind his head.
Like, yeah, as
Yeah,
it's
there
flying
have
past
been
his head.
there have been times, yeah.
Yeah,
Dang. That's
Sometimes they
crazy.
catch it like right before. Sometimes they catch it behind. Like there have been some pretty
Some
cool highlights.
crazy
Yeah.
catchers, pitchers that catch.
yes.
Catches a different position. What position did you play when you played baseball?
For most of my life, like my dad really wanted me to be a catcher, so I was a catcher.
Yeah.
And then like in high school, my freshman year, I was a shortstop. And then I really enjoyed playing in the outfield, so I was a center fielder there for when I was on varsity.
Okay. You're not a good shortstop. You're too tall. I'm just kidding.
You know what's crazy is I've had people tell me that, but then like most shortstops are like taller than me. It's
I don't know. I'm just making a
No,
dumb joke.
No, that used to be a thing. Like,
Really?
That's kind of crazy. Yeah, that used to be a thing. Like shortstops weren't supposed to be over like 6'2", 6'3".
Oh, you're not 6'2", 6'3",
I know,
so you're
I know,
fine.
But yeah, but like yeah,
You're
It's
still
kinda-
tall. You're still
yeah.
tall.
Hey, shut up. No, no.
That's all it does.
Yeah, and being in the outfield was a lot better. You get to see a lot more too.
Yeah.
Less chance of getting hurt.
Yeah.
But overall, the movie is, I feel, I mean, I like numbers, and it's fun watching people talk about numbers and it being exciting for some reason.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of fun. Peter being really passionate about what he thinks he sees in baseball and getting the chance from Billy Bean.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think another thing that gets overlooked in this movie,
Mm-hmm.
even though they do talk a lot about numbers, is that like baseball is, most people won't admit it because they think it's a boring sport, but
Yeah.
in my mind, baseball is like one of the hardest sports because you fail most of the time at what you're doing. Like
Yeah.
good batting averages are like in the 300s, but that's 30%.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
and so for them to like be excited about on base percentages that are like in the 300 to 400 range is like
At the
they're
time
still
was-
failing a lot. Like,
Yeah.
and that's still how it is in baseball. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
you fail more than
So, with it being in the 300s, that means that out of the three,
out of,
but you have
Out of
do it out of
100.
10
do out of 10. Okay.
Yeah, or 100.
or
I was gonna say,
100.
or if
Do the
it-
easy math.
the
Yeah.
three, if there's three strikes, you hit. No, that doesn't make any sense.
What do
Striking versus you
Every
hitting.
at bat,
Yeah.
for every 10 at bats, you're likely to hit. If you're really good, you're
3
likely to get
times.
3 hits. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of interesting to think about.
And then like depending on the count, like your average goes up or down because of what the pitcher's trying to do in those counts.
Yeah.
So that's why they talk a lot about like seeing more pitches, because the more a pitcher has to pitch, the more tired they
tired.
get.
Yeah.
And then the more time you get to see what they're throwing. And then if they're getting behind in counts, meaning that they have more balls than strikes,
Yeah.
the chances of them throwing you a strike increase every time they throw you a ball because they need to get back into the strike column.
Yeah.
So,
Strategic.
yeah.
Yeah. Is this what it feels like to be in the opposite end of like a passionate subject, like John's
Yes.
baseball?
Yeah.
It feels very. I feel very happy for him. I don't know what it is.
I know most of the time I'm just listening to you guys. And what's crazy is like I don't even feel like I'm that passionate about baseball as I used to, but
Yeah.
seeing like movies like this just kind of make you feel romantic about it because there's just so many stories and just things that like you really like love. This is a story. I already talked about the rookie. That's another story in itself.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like I would say yeah, baseball like is very romantic compared to most other sports. Like not the best team doesn't always the best team on paper doesn't always win like other sports. Like there's just things that happen all the time. Everybody wanted 2001. Everybody wanted the Yankees to win. That was America's team. It's the Yankees versus the Diamondbacks, and the Diamondbacks like
They're too new.
they're too new. Yeah, they somehow managed to win too. Like it's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's so crazy.
I was gonna ask. No, I have seen a baseball movie. I have. The Benchwarmers.
I mean, that's a baseball movie.
Yeah, right.
Comedy baseball movie.
Yeah.
How can you not feel romantic about that? In the end, they just wanted everyone to be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nerds and
Good story.
Keep it under $1 billion. That's all I got. On me.
What else? What else about this movie?
I liked the different antagonists that Billy Bean had to face. Was you called them the manager, Art,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another
and the
thing.
scouts.
That's another thing that I didn't like about the movie is Carlos Pena, the first baseman they play over Hadberg.
Yes.
Yeah.
He wasn't as talented as they were making him seem in the movie. Like he's a very talented baseball player,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but in real life he was back and forth between the majors and minors because he wasn't playing that well.
But I guess at that point, compared to Hatterberg for this movie, was he the better pick from the manager's point of view?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, but if you're a player that's bouncing in between the minors and majors, like
Yeah.
you're obviously
Yeah.
don't
You're on
belong
the
there,
lower
yeah.
totem pole than
Yeah.
somebody compared to just that could stick to the majors.
So when they call him like an all-star, like say he's gonna make the all-star team, he was nowhere near that level in this movie.
Yeah, but it's a lot of sailing players and stuff.
Yeah. That's true as well. But
especially when you
yeah.
don't trade them, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So there was a point in the movie where they had won so many games, and there's some context that Billy, his character, doesn't go to games, doesn't watch them because he feels like he jinxes them. But he goes to this game, and they're up 11, and then they slowly start to the team starts catching up, and then I was trying to understand what happened in that moment. Before that, they traded a person? Have they let go of a person? It's just based on statistics. It only gets you so far because there's flaws in the system. Is that what it's trying to show?
He's very superficial. He believes
Superstitious.
that
Superstitious?
Yeah, thank you. He's very superstitious, thinking that like he is a jinx,
Yeah.
and so that's all it's really trying to show.
Okay.
Things like that, and on top of that, things like that in baseball don't always happen. Like you don't always have an 11-run lead and then
Lose it.
lose it.
Yeah, that's
but it
pretty
has
rare.
happened.
That's pretty rare. Yeah.
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 So that's all I was trying to show is that he was at this game and that's why they lost the lead. I don't know
yeah.
how true that is in real life. I know them losing the lead, that whole part is true.
Yeah.
But like him being there,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Interesting.
I honestly don't know if he thinks that way of himself in real life either.
Yeah, it's possible.
He's just romantic for the story.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out what happened at that time. And then
Like baseball's an imperfect game. You're
Yeah.
people and they drop a ball or they miss it.
yeah.
They fumble it.
It just seemed like in that game they were just extra like making mistakes, but
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I mean, it's
Maybe they
also
were nervous because he.
it's also a big game, right?
Yeah.
Because-
Yeah,
their
that's
20th
that's
win.
true. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, the pressure adds up. Yeah.
Like how like it's hard to not get it in your head that this is your 20th win in a row possibility.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's never been done before, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The past record was 19.
17, 19?
19.
19? Okay.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
the Philadelphia A's and some other team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then at the end, they don't win the last game, but they get to it, right?
What do you
Oh.
mean?
So
They make it to the playoffs.
they make it to the playoffs?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then they lose that.
They lose that.
they
okay.
lose. I think they lost in the first round.
Okay. So explain to me, like, I don't know what the playoffs mean. I'm pretty illiterate when it comes to sports. What's the playoffs and what happens before the playoffs? And
So for baseball specifically, I think at this time it was is different than it is now. They've
Okay.
updated the playoffs, but they play 162 games of a regular season.
that's a lot of games.
Yeah. Baseball has two leagues, the American and National League.
Okay.
Each league is split into three divisions.
Okay.
The East, Central, and West. So the best team from each of those divisions
Yeah.
makes it to the playoffs.
Okay.
And then the fourth best team out of any of those divisions makes it to the wild card game.
Okay.
Okay? So then the best team, so out of these four teams, right?
Yes.
They don't play each other until the World Series.
World Series
So
is
the American League stays in the American League, National League
National.
stays in the National League.
yeah.
The best team from the American League plays
Yeah.
the worst team in the sorry.
in the American.
Yeah, they play the worst team.
The
and
wild
then
card, you said.
Technically, it could be the wild card,
Oh,
or it could
okay.
just be one of the other teams. Because
Okay.
sometimes you have like the Yankees and Red Sox who are in the same division,
Okay.
and they're better than the other two teams. So, yeah,
Okay.
it just kind of how it works out.
Okay.
So best team plays the worst team,
Yeah.
and then the two middle teams play each other.
Okay.
And then I think in 2002, it was a best of 5. So the first team to win
Three.
3,
Or yeah.
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 and then they would make it to the semifinals, and then that was a best of 7,
Yeah.
and then they would play in the World Series, and that's also a best of 7.
Okay.
So the Diamondbacks had to beat 2 National League teams before they played the Yankees in the. Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Now it's a lot more
Complicated.
Now there's 6 teams
From
6
each league.
from each league.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah. So it's like I forgot how it's done now. I think it's just it's still the best 3 in the division,
Yeah.
and then 3 wild card teams that from any division.
Basically top 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There have been instances where like a team in one division is worse than teams in the wild card race, but because they're the only team, they're the team at the top of that division, they automatically make it in because of that.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
But that happens with any sport, so.
You ever take steroids? No, kidding.
No, never.
Why would he admit that?
I'm just kidding.
Right here, right now.
That was all natural.
All natural.
All legs and no arms.
All legs, no arms.
Yeah.
That's why his shoulder got busted.
Yeah.
Your wrist was busted in elementary school. Your shoulder was busted in high school.
So yeah, I broke my wrist in 7th grade,
Yeah.
and then going into college, I tore my labrum.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was not
sad.
fun.
That's sad.
It hurt.
Real sad.
Should have had a girlfriend that was at least a 7, man. It would have made a big difference.
My girlfriend was a 9.
I'm pretty good looking. No, kidding. we
In
got
high
over
school,
it.
you were not good looking. You know?
No, right now I am until I grow the hair
Yeah.
out.
But you're married, though, so it's all good.
You're off the table.
You
now.
lost your chance,
Yeah.
John.
Dang it.
Yeah.
I did like how they portray Billy Bean's career, though. When he was in the going through the minors and stuff.
Yeah.
Just because that is very much what scouts do.
Right.
They sell a dream and then
Offer money.
offer money, but then what they don't really tell kids is like, we are going to invest in you until someone better comes along. And
Yeah.
that's the thing that sucks. Like,
That's everywhere though.
yeah, I mean, that's how they do it. In college, at least they tell you that.
Yeah.
They tell you like that if we find someone better, then
Right.
Yep.
yeah. But
Yep.
Yeah, it's just
the difference between like a business and schooling.
right. Like just in the movie it's just really brutal. You're traded, bye.
Yep. And then the one player that was like, "Oh, I'm traded."
Okay.
Not even traded. It's just don't dress up for us anymore. Like,
You're cut.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
That sucks too.
Yeah.
Like especially with baseball, like the most players when they're developing, like especially when they first make it to the pros, they can get sent back down to the minors and like work out their issues hopefully
Yeah.
to get called back up. But for like some of the older players who they call them like options, like moving back and forth is called an option. Like once they run out of options, it's like
You're done.
You're off the team altogether.
Yeah. And then getting injured is just like one of the worst things that could happen.
Devastating. Yeah.
Oh, I was talking about.
Go ahead.
Oh, you want to finish
No,
your
you can
point?
go, yeah.
Okay. Moving on, or I guess calling back to what I was saying. I liked how Billy was kind of fighting the scouts and manager to try to force the change.
Yeah. Trading people, and
Yeah, trading people that the scouts and manager thought was valuable,
yeah,
and
forcing people to be in certain places.
right.
That was smart but risky.
Yeah, that was
Smart but risky.
Yeah, Scary's like, you're not gonna play Pena, and then Art says, I'm gonna play him. Like, no, you literally can't now because he's gone.
He's gone. And then was that the same conversation where someone else comes in and he goes,
That's
"Oh
Penny.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
oh that was that?
No,
that was a different one."
no, that was Jeremy Giambi.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
he's-
that was his.
Oh yeah. Oh, you can't play him either. He's gone too. There's some good humor in this movie.
It was
I
dramatic.
laughed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about Billy Bean's involvement with the actual team. Like, I don't know how much he actually was around the team as often as they portray.
Right.
I mean, it's a movie, so I guess they
Yeah.
kind of have to. But normally,
A GM doesn't do that.
normally a GM doesn't give batting advice and
No.
yeah, because there's just so many coaches that are already involved. Like you have your manager,
Yeah.
you have a pitching coach, you have a hitting coach,
Yeah.
you have a bullpen coach, you have a first and third base coach. That's already 6 coaches
Dang.
that they have to hear from. I don't know if you're gonna have like,
I
Yeah.
mean, Billy's point, I was a baseball player too.
but I don't know if he like. I don't know if he's that type of general manager either in real
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
At least in this movie.
least in this movie,
That's
yeah.
what he says. Is like, oh, I play baseball too,
But
so I'm
they
gonna tell
have
you
to
how
make
play.
it fun, right?
Right.
They
Yeah.
have to make it fun.
Or at least
Yeah.
more than fun is make a connection for us to care about Billy's relationship with these players. When at first he says he doesn't want to make it the relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. Overall, it's a good movie.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Overall.
I enjoy it.
yeah.
For a baseball movie, it's a lot of fun. For historical accuracy, who cares?
It's under Benchwarmers, not kidding.
But I feel they don't get anything wrong.
They don't get
do
anything
they?
wrong.
They just cut some people out of the story.
They cut really big people out of the story.
Yeah, they do. But the general timeline of how things get decided, it feels like it makes sense to me.
Yeah. Is there any other baseball movies that you would want to watch in the future?
I think you guys would enjoy The Rookie,
Yeah.
especially just because like you get to see him progress from being this high school coach from this like high school in the middle of nowhere in Texas to making it to the Texas Rangers. And like it shows him in the minors, it shows him in the majors, so
Yeah.
I don't know why that's based on my mind. He wasn't a pitcher for the Rangers, but like his first game was in Texas, back where it all started. So
That's cool.
that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Other baseball movies.
Do you think it's worth talking about in a recording or?
Oh
just,
yeah,
just
I
watch
think
it?
it's really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Other baseball movies that I can think of. For the Love of the Game, I heard is really good. I haven't watched that one yet. Bull Durham's supposed to be really good too.
When did
Field
that
of
one come out?
Dreams.
Is that Field of Dreams? Is that I've heard of that movie before. I don't know.
That's all. That's all.
That's an older movie.
Those two are really older movies. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I haven't seen either of them.
Keep an eye out
Mm-hmm.
for sales. But yeah.
I think I think I just really love sports movies in general more than you guys.
I would say so. Yeah, it's sports animes too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think
you.
Albert likes
Yeah.
sports animes too, but
Yeah. I want to watch some Prince of Tennis with you guys.
Prince of Tennis.
Yeah.
I have
It's dramatic too.
Is there a ping pong anime?
Yes.
I have a ping pong live
It's
action
literally called
movie.
Ping Pong.
It's
I
called
have
Ping
I
Pong.
have the movie called Ping Pong on DVD. I
That
found
one's
it.
really good.
The movie, the live action one.
Anime.
The anime.
Oh, okay.
It's good. It's short. I think 12 episodes.
12 episodes. Well, I have the movie to it, live action. So
Okay.
What's Athletic April? No kidding. John's all excited. Let's
do it.
Put his heart up to his mic up to his heart.
We can do August.
Athletic August. Yeah.
Oh yeah, August. I meant to
That's
say
a lot
August.
closer than April.
I meant to say August.
It's okay.
I was like, what's the closest A?
April. That's a whole year
April.
away.
April was only a month ago. It's closer.
What else? I feel like there's another thing I was gonna say about the movie, but I guess I can't really remember.
Yeah.
I really do enjoy the ending of the where he's contemplating on joining the Red Sox.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then Peter shows him the video of the
One of the players.
catcher. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's stuff like that has happened to me in baseball where you just like trip and stumble and then like everyone is like not laughing at you but laughing with you, and it's just like things like that happen more in baseball, and it's like enjoyable than you don't really see too much in other sports.
I think the tough part, and maybe why people say it's boring, is because there's all that time that is kind of a regular game and nothing much is going on until something interesting happens.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like baseball is like you have to have the patience.
Yeah.
Baseball preaches patience in a lot of areas.
Right, and just in playing the game itself.
Yeah.
Right?
I've been to baseball games. I've been to basketball games. I think I've been to high school football games, but like to watch, I think baseball is the most enjoyable. I don't know why. I think the fans and the energy is better, but that's my very limited experience with like live sports events.
I mean, outside of it being my favorite sport,
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's my favorite sport anymore, but it's the one that I would definitely enjoy going to watch in person more. Just because, like you said, the energy's different.
Yeah.
There's moments where there's like excitement, and then there's moments where you just have time to just sit down.
Yeah.
And
go get
enjoy
food.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. You
Enjoy the vibe.
enjoy it. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Enjoy the vibe. Like the vibe around baseball games is a lot more enjoyable than basketball and
Soccer, football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm one of those fans that cannot like just be on their feet the whole time cheering and watching. Like I want to sit down and
Enjoy. Yeah.
sometimes I want to enjoy a hot dog. I can't enjoy a hot dog at a basketball game. There's too much back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chasey.
Oh, God. player dies. Oh no. Having like, and then on top of that, is I don't know if it's like it's definitely an Arizona thing, just because for the longest time the Diamondbacks have not been the greatest.
Yeah.
The price of tickets for good seats
Was pretty
is
low.
so good.
Yeah.
Like, I think last year I took one of my coworkers to the Diamondbacks versus Cardinals, and we're like 15 rows from the field, and it's like I think I paid $160
Total?
for 2 tickets. That's really good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, Diamondback Suns tickets for the same general location is like $200 a ticket almost.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was that game in particular, Cardinals versus Diamondbacks, was
Yeah.
that like a big game, or is that just a game you wanted to see?
It's just, I mean, it's a game I want to see.
So it's not like that's normal prices for Diamondbacks tickets at the
I would
moment?
say so, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the only time I've ever seen Diamondbacks tickets go higher is like when the bigger teams come, like the Dodgers and
Yeah.
Yankees.
Yeah.
Just because, well, the Yankees, because it doesn't happen too often. I think
Okay.
this season was the first time they've been to Arizona for a while.
Yeah.
But like when the Dodgers come, it's obviously expensive because
LA
there's gonna
fans can come here pretty easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty easy, and yeah.
it's easier to fill up the stadium.
Yeah.
So that's why the prices are higher, because you're basically trying to
And I think
fill up.
It's a business too.
Business,
They know
yeah.
will pay it.
Yeah.
I
so they
think when
can't
it comes to baseball as well, as opposed to basketball, is like you're paying for the team that's on the field. You're not paying for the players. Like if the Lakers come into town, it's LeBron James. The ticket prices are gonna be
crazy
through the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then on top of that, the chances of you seeing your favorite players at a baseball game are a lot higher because, I mean, most players, even though it's 162 games, most players play 130. So
That's a pretty good amount of
Mhm.
games. Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I thought you meant like actually seeing them, like, because I've been to games, and when I was a little kid, and they like you could go up to like go lower and then talk to the players, and they sign stuff for you and stuff like that. That's what you meant. They still do that, right?
still do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because of how the netting is now, for the safety of fans, like they have the netting around more of the infield.
Yeah.
They have like little like zips that the players can unzip to sign stuff still.
Yeah.
I actually don't do that anymore because when I was a kid, this is why I don't like the Diamondbacks as well.
What?
I
Love
went
that
to a
experience.
Diamondbacks game, and there was a pitcher. I forget his name. Edgar Gonzalez. Pretty sure. I went to have him sign my baseball.
Mm-hmm.
The last person in line. He looked at me and he walked away.
What?
I was heated.
No. Poor little John. Wait, how old were you?
I was young. I
No,
was
poor
definitely
little
young.
John.
Yeah. But I remember it to this day. They lost that game too.
Deserved.
I don't know. I feel like I have more moments in baseball than basketball. I mean, obviously I played baseball, so
Yeah.
I just have a lot more enjoyable stories.
Yeah.
So that was not one of them.
Okay.
I was pretty upset.
All right. I want to go to a game with you now.
I do too.
I played against a Major League Baseball player in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Like, do they pitch you? Did you? Pitch
No,
them?
he was a high schooler, and then he was drafted into the pros the next year. So
Oh, okay.
Do you see his girlfriend?
nope. But
5.
5.
he was man. He was so good. He was
He
talented.
was good. He was good.
What, so he played. He went to our high school,
No.
Different
or
high
you
school.
played in our district.
He played in our division.
Oh, okay.
So we were 5A2 at the time. They changed up their divisions too. So
okay.
yeah, he played. We played them in the state playoffs,
Oh, okay.
and you could just tell, like,
He was gonna be someone.
yeah.
Our high school team was that good in baseball.
Yeah.
Nice. I never went to games.
It was the football team that sucked.
Okay, I remember one of our teams was really bad.
We were really good, okay?
The football team was the
Okay.
sucky one.
All right.
We always made it far in the playoffs. Our football team's like
Yeah.
And then I think our girls' soccer team was really good too. I think we
Boys
won
soccer
state.
team.
Boys?
boys.
Okay.
Boys.
They won state twice.
Okay. When we
Yeah.
were in school still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty good. It's
Mhm.
pretty good. Our tennis team sucked though. Not kidding.
I mean, I
Yeah,
sucked.
dude.
I
If
wasn't
you guys
that good.
ever saw our tennis team?
I sucked.
They're right there.
Well, I only played JV, so that's
At the
why.
time, our girlfriends were like a 3, so that's why. No, just kidding.
Jesse didn't even have a girlfriend. He was just looking at himself in the mirror.
Yeah. I was trying to go after John. Didn't work out.
He was taken. That's why.
Dang it.
Those were the days.
Those were
I was
some
popular
days.
back then. I had options.
Yeah.
Should have went with other options.
Well, I think you chose the best option.
Yeah, I agree.
What do you mean? I was the best option. What are you talking about?
Hey, you're never gonna be that.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
I don't know.
Anything else?
There's another option that I wish I would.
Okay,
choose.
later. I was trying to change topics for you.
Okay. Is that it? I don't think we have
Pretty
anything.
sure. Pretty sure
Yeah.
that's it.
All right. Jugs and Plugs in. This has been the Legendary Sip Podcast. And I gotta remember.
Step on over those words.
Why do I like every now and then I just randomly do that? Subscribe to us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. Like, share. What's your guys' favorite baseball movie? Is there anyone that we should watch
Yeah.
specifically?
Yeah.
Yeah. This has been the Legendary Sip Podcast. And join us next time for another baseball movie, Blade Runner.
Oh,
Blade Runner.
not Base Runner.
Base runner.
Base Runner with Harrison Ford. Will this be the sim we've been looking for?
Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Bye.
Your batting average for the endings are pretty low. I don't know what it is right now, but it's pretty low.
Yo, like it's crazy. I don't know why I keep doing that.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
But you don't have to get up. We can just continue from here.
Yeah.
Unless you guys need to use the restroom.
more water.
Do you have milk?
Milk.
Oh yeah,
Do you have milk?
I do have milk. Yeah.
I'm just rinse out my cup really quick. Or coconut milk? No, kidding.
Are we all gonna dip our cup in milk?
Okay. Good thing we're still recording. You want to rinse your cup out really quick?
Yes, please.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Pour milk into your cup or bring the jug out here?
You can pour milk into my cup. I trust you. What am I doing? Dio's anatomy. Okay. Is Peter Brand just a seed of Dio Brando? Brando? That's how they got his name. Moneyball is just a ripoff of JoJo. I wonder what Jesse's gonna think when he hears my monologue right now. When he goes back and watches this. I just connected the dots pretty crazy.
Wait, is he getting the milk right now?
I think he was gonna pour some in my jug.